In this episode, we're going to talk about the File System Hierarchy Standard. The File System Hierarchy Standard, or FHS, defines the structure and content for Unix-like systems. It's a way of describing the purpose of the directories and how the directory is designed. So what it offers is consistency, as on every single different Linux distribution, you will have the standard location for specific configuration, system files, or any other type of files on every single Linux distribution. So no matter where you're working, you can find certain files in that exact same place. All the files in Linux are under a virtual directory called root, instead of the common C drive, which you might remember or are familiar with when it comes to Windows operating systems. And again, the benefits of having this standardization across Linux or Unix-like systems is it simplifies software development and deployment across different Linux distributions. Here is a list of some common directories you might find as described by FHS, which is starting with our boot directory, which will have all the files related to booting the operating system. You'll have binaries, which will include executable scripts for the commands or utilities inside Linux. You'll have device files, such as your hard disk, USBs, or CD-ROMs. You have etc, which is a configuration directory. So any application that need certain configurations, you would find their files inside etc. For your user data, your user home directories are stored inside /home. Then other important directories are your system administrator programs or system binaries inside sbin, your program libraries, your mount points for removable media, your variable files like your print spoolers, your error logs, or your just in general your log files, and temporary files, which is used by any application or even on the user end. In this upcoming lab, we're going to show how to actually understand the system when it comes to the context of the file system hierarchy. Please stay tuned for our lab. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the File System Hierarchy Standard. This is a standard for most Unix and Linux systems that define the purpose of certain directories and how that directory tree exists on the system. You might be used to Windows, where your directory tree actually starts at the drive itself, the C drive. And inside there, you might have all your other files and folders. Linux is quite similar to that. So let's go ahead and open the File Explorer and show you around. Currently, we're in the home directory, my home directory, and you can see certain files and directories here. But how about if we visit other locations on the computer? You can see that the computer actually, it doesn't actually tell you, but this is at the top of the directory tree. And certain directories you will find in every single Linux distribution. Directories such as bin, which holds binary files for my commands. So if we open bin, you can see certain binary files for certain commands like atq, all of these utilities and commands that actually exist inside my system. A lot of these external commands, which are actually part of utilities that we see here, all their scripts are kept here. So that is the location for bin. Boot is the location for my Linux boot files. All right, you should never be actually messing with this by yourself. etc is a folder that holds all my configuration files for different utilities as well as the computer itself. The home directory is actually where we were. So if I open administrator, you'll recognize this. This is your home directory for the administrator. Let's see if we can go back And we can see other directories like libraries, your media, your mount directory over here, your optional packages, your processes, your root user home directory, your runtime directory, your system binaries. These are stronger scripts that should not be touched by regular users, your services, system files, temporary, variable files, and USR. So you can see that, and I can, I can tell you with confidence that no matter which Linux system you install, you will find all the files are actually categorized as we see in front of us. And the reason for that is to have some sort of standardization that no matter which Linux distribution you might be using, you will always find certain types of files in certain directories. That just makes it easier for you to have a system that's organized so you can actually perform your tasks a little bit easier. Now, inside the actual shell, we have a similar view where, again, if I type pwd, you can see I'm inside the home administrator directory, but I can travel outside of it. I can actually type cd, and I can actually travel to the very root directory, which is actually denoted by a /. Now, if I type ls here, you can see the same files that we were looking at and talking about just a few seconds ago with the boot directory, /boot, etc., your libraries, your media and mount directories, your optional packages, processes, your root user home directory, temporary directory, variable directory. I hope you get the idea. So realistically, we are not starting like a Windows computer at C. We are starting at /root. So C is Windows, and then you have, whatever you have, C:// and then it could be users, and your user account, documents, whatever it is. Everything is under that C drive inside a Windows computer. But over here, your directory path would be something different. It might be just /home, /administrator, /documents. All right, so this is just the differences, a little bit of the standardization between a Windows computer and Linux and Unix type distributions. I hope you've learned something here regarding the file system hierarchy standard, and I want to thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you in the next one.